Gary Hill, and I coach junior sailing, responsible for the junior sailing program at Wakaturi.
You were telling me earlier that you run a company, so you're obviously very busy in professional capacity.
Yeah.
How do you balance it? You know, what keeps you going? What keeps you involved?
It's hard. Initially I used to spend 8 hours of my week working on club coaching material, developing that material, and as the club has become the program's become successful, I've found that more and more difficult, and it's been hard to balance it. But most of the time I would spend a Saturday organising coaching material, looking at weather and getting ready for the next day's session. So I dedicate 8 hours a week, and usually on a weekend, to making sure the program ran as well on top of my full-time job.
Yeah, and everyone in a full-time job knows that time's fairly valuable. You know, why do you do it?
Somebody asked me that question, who's on our board, and said to me, you know, what would you prefer to do? And I was honest, and my passion lies with young kids, and I guess using sailing as a vehicle for young kids to find out their strengths and what they enjoy in life, to get in touch with who they are as young people. That's what I enjoy doing, that's my passion, and if I had the choice, I'd do it full time, except it doesn't pay the bills.
And along those lines, for someone, you know, that may be considering volunteering their time, what should they be warned about before they get into it?
If you're volunteering to become involved in a sporting club, you have to be open-minded and flexible, and you have to have a single vision, and that is to contribute to an existing structure and help. And I think, be a good listener and open to learning, but even to do the menial of tasks, and as well as some of the bigger tasks. It's a whole range of jobs that a volunteer can become involved with. So it's being open-minded and flexible, and happy to give time freely. Yeah, I mean the benefits are huge in terms of, you know, 5-6 years later you get a tap on the shoulder from somebody that you've coached, who has had time to think about the time you've dedicated to them, and they, you know, acknowledge you for that, so that's great. A lot of the young children that we get are thrust into an environment which is very threatening, forever changing, the sea and the weather conditions, and we're talking about 9-year-old children, and to see them be put into a boat and to take on board that responsibility is fantastic. Quite often we'll get young children who will be in tears because maybe a wind squall come across, conditions are too hard, and they'll end up in the bottom of the boat and just put their hands up and have no part of it. And I can remember one of our junior sailors who was like that, and his parents would ring me up and say, what am I going to do with my child? And we put time into him, and coaches encouraged him, and now that young sailor is one of New Zealand's top young opti sailors, so he's representing New Zealand.